2 on 1. Very often, when you see this move being taught, you know, by other people or by other coaches, they will always say, you know, you reach for this wrist, right? You reach for this wrist, you grab the wrist, you move away, you know, I mean, and you kind of grab, which is not wrong, it works. But obviously in freestyle wrestling, we don't really want to move away, you know, I don't want to create a lot of space between me and my opponent, right? Because every time I kind of pull away, turn away, I take my eyes off my opponent and I look away, I just create a massive gap, and Radu is just gonna obviously utilize that gap to take me down, right? So I don't really want to pull away too far or to, you know, to create a bigger gap or a big gap between me and my opponent, just because he's gonna use it, he's very likely gonna take me down. So what happens? Most of the time, you will be forced into this move. So as I said last week as well, the angle of his elbow is going to dictate how you know, that you have to, you know, perform this move, right? His elbow is pointing downwards, right? So I'm basically just using it here to fall into this move, right? So if you turn this way, so because his elbow is pointing this way, right? It's hard for me to break this, because if his elbow is pointing up like this, or is flaring up, or is loose, it's just a loose, you know, it's just a loose collar tie, I can use it to, you know, bump it up, go underneath, or duck under, or, you know, slide by, or whatever. But because his elbow is pointing downwards and he's pulling me in, so I might as well just utilize it. So I'll use my hand that comes from outside, I'll wedge my hand against his shoulder here. And as I'm leaning into him, his elbow will pop the grip off my neck, and I'm going to fall into the 2 on 1. Now, with the 2 on 1, when I have the 2 on 1, the whole idea is for my shoulder to be slightly higher than his shoulder. That way, I know I have better control of his upper body. Why? So here, I have better control of his upper body if my shoulder is slightly higher. Now, here, Radu grab my wrist, right? Here, what we do here, we just split, and we use the move that we learned a week before, which is a arm drag to single leg, right? So I'm here, 2 on 1. Radu is trying to break this grip. I'm splitting up my grips. I'm grabbing in. I'm arm dragging Radu. Single leg, right? So arm drag to single leg. So 2 on 1. I'm falling into the move, yeah? I'm falling into the move. 2 on 1. He's defending, split up, right? Arm drag, single leg, right? So literally we're going to do this for 3 minutes, because most of you been here last week. So just quickly go over the move again. So 2 on 1, arm drag, single leg, and then we're going to add today's technique, right? So quickly grab your partner, 2 on 1, arm drag, single leg, right?